I need a doorstop because one of my doors keeps closing. It's so annoying. And I want it to be quite heavy. And I love this snail mould that you can get. It's a brilliant mould. It's lovely and big. And I'm going to make this so it's got a nice bit of weight to it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Thank you to Gentlebands for sponsoring this video with a brilliant giveaway that I'm going to be talking about in a little while. So why has he got all these screws? Well, that's what I'm going to put in my resin. Now, I've got this box of screws that I've had kicking around in my garage for so long I can't remember. They're all sizes that I will never use, and they've just been in there for years. So what better place to put them than in my snail mold? Because not only does it look great, but also I find it gives it quite a lot more weight. And you can place these in however you like. You can even put colour in them as well to start with on the mould if you don't want to see the screws to give you the weight. Be gentle with them because the last thing you want to do is damage your mould. But you'll be surprised how good they do look. And I've got all different colours in here because I like the way that will look. Well, I think I like the way that will look. Big thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. And also to everybody that got me a coffee as well. Your names will come up on my coffee board shortly. I really do appreciate it. As you know, I've not been making videos very often in the last few weeks. A couple of months because I've had a lot to deal with family-wise and health-wise personally. So I've not been able to do it. So you guys have really been able to keep me going. Thank you so much. You can really feel the weight there now, and that is definitely going to make a big difference to the weight of this snail once it's cured. A couple of nails in there as well. They might as well go in there. That's not going to go anywhere. So now I've got those in there. I don't need to take them out because the resin will run through there. All I need to do is, when I do this, make sure, because I never get it in the little bits that stick out properly, the eyes. I want a fairly thin resin for this. So what I'm going to be using is the Crystal Clear by J Diction. It's a 1-to-1 resin. I know it'll be crystal clear. It's a fairly thin resin, and I know it's got great UV protect. All I need to do is ensure that all my screw heads and the points are all below the level of that mold there, because I want to make sure that nothing is sticking up out of the mold when it's cured. So as you can see, I've got quite a few of these rings and the necklaces. I absolutely love them. This one is a beautiful one. Oh, well, they're all beautiful. They are absolutely amazing and really well made. So depending on the mood I'm in, it depends on the ring that I'm going to wear. You can also get chains as well from them in different sizes to put your ring on around your neck. Now, Gentlebands are going to be giving away 3 of these rings, and it's so easy to enter the competition. All you need to do is write in the comments GB in capital letters and then the name of your favourite ring. I'll link the website down below as well so you can look at your favourite ring. So as long as you put GB and the name of your favourite ring in there, then you'll be entered into the competition. And hit that like button as well. I will select the winners once the video has gone live for 7 days. And then I'll contact you via the YouTube comments section to let you know if you've won. So make sure that you put the notification bell on so that you know if you've won, because it will notify you once I've commented back. And then I'll contact you to find out which is the rings that you want and all the other details to be able to get the prize to you. And this prize can go anywhere in the world. You can select from any ring on their website. There is no limit. And so you've got loads of flexibility on which ring that you would like. So good luck, everybody, and I hope you enter the competition, and I hope you enjoy having their rings as much as I do. So I've got my resin all mixed up now, and what I'm going to do is pop it into my Airless Pro to make sure it's got rid of all the bubbles. Now, the great thing about this Airless Pro is you can put more than one pot in it. A lot of them, where they've got the power that this one has got, you can only put one pot in, which is not a great deal of resin. So I'm going to stick that in there for 5 minutes. If it needs longer, I can give it another couple of minutes. So I'm ready to pour this now, and because The majority of the volume of this mould is screws and bolts and nails. I'm not going to need much resin, although what I am doing is pouring this over slowly, trying to avoid getting any trapped bubbles in here. Also, what I want to avoid is areas where there is no resin because the screws or the bolts have stopped that. Once I've got it to about half full, that's when I'm going to check and ensure that I've got resin in these areas as well, where the eyes are, the eye stalks. And that's why I didn't need to use a deep pour in this, because, to be honest, there isn't a great deal of resin. That screw there looks like it's too high. So let's move that one down. So now I've got that nearly full up, what I'm going to do is just pop my hands under there and give these bits a bit of a squeeze to make sure that resin is in there, and try and avoid, where possible, bubbles, because those eye stalks do tend to trap bubbles. Okay, now I can finish filling this up to the top. Well, now we've got that filled right up, what I'm doing is giving it a very gentle squidgy-widgy all the way around, because there will be some bubbles caught under these screws. Now, I'm not too worried about them, because I think they'll add to it. I'm also going to make sure that all my screws and points are below the level of the resin. I believe they are. Give it a quick burst with a long neck lighter, and then leave this for at least 24 hours, cure up. This is all cured now. I'm really pleased with how it's looking so far, and I didn't get any of those bubbles that I was suspecting coming up on the top, but I do think there'll be bubbles in it elsewhere. Now, this is where you need to be gentle, just in case your little eye stalks aren't cured, but they are looking pretty cured to me. This has been over 28 hours now since I poured this. A screw went down one of the eye stalks and I hadn't noticed. It's a really nicely weighted doorstop, and I think it come out superb. I love the look with the screws in and a completely smooth bottom, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to quickly finish that bottom. So what I've got here is some self-adhesive felt. I love this stuff. I put it on the bottom of all my coasters and things like this as well. I don't need too much of it. I'm not going to put it up his nose bit because that bit's not going to touch the floor. All I do, cut roughly the size that I want. And this stuff isn't expensive at all. It's really cheap. I'll link it in the description below, so if you want to get hold of some, you can. Like I say, I put it on all my coasters. I put it on the bottom of all my resin castings that I do. Really does finish them off and give them a little bit more of a finished look to them, I think. If you're selling things, then you want them to feel completely finished. Then I put it on, give it a bit of a rub, and that is very well stuck on there. And then all I do is take my knife, sharp blade in it, and then move my knife around, often moving the piece rather than the actual knife itself, like this. I'm not selling this because it's for my own door. So there we go, that's all felted now, and as you can see, that does look a lot nicer, and it's less likely to slide across where it would do if it was just resin. And now I can use that as a door stop. Be sure to check out the video that will come up next. I think you're going to love that video if you want to learn more about using resin. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.